as you are joining us in this live broadcast. Today we are looking at what happened today at Finland and what countries of the world are saying, particularly about Simon Ekpa and the event so far from day one to today. These are the things we are looking at today. Please, if you are just joining us for the first time, this is ICN TV. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more. Because today we are going to talk about many things today on this show. So I want you to subscribe, like, share, and comment. We are looking at so many things that happen at Finland so far. A lot of things take place in Finland, and those are the things that we're going to look at today. One by one, we're going to look at them. So what are the people saying about Biafra? What are the people saying about Simon Ekpa? Those are the things we want to look at today. So without wasting our time, we have a lot of things to discuss today. A lot of things to discuss today about the success of Biafra. I know some people will say, what is the success about Biafra there? Is there anything success? Is there anything? So those are the things we want to look at today. Because a lot of doubting Thomas. It can never happen. No, nobody will recognize them. No, it is this and that. So we are going to look at some of the highlights and what the countries of the world are saying concerning the declaration of Biafra. That's what we want to look at today. Before we go into full, let's quickly look at this, what the woman said today.
All hail Biafra! All hail the United States of Biafra! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We made it. We made it. That's why we are Biafrans. What we did, we shocked them. We shocked the world. We shocked the zoo government. We shocked the zoo government. This is to show the world that what we do is not determined by an individual. When the spirit of Biafra leads us, we move non-stop. So we are in the Independence Week. It could last a week, it could last 2 weeks, it could last 3 weeks, it could last a month, but that 29th of November is sacrosanct. And there was a reason Biafrans decided to shock the zoo, and we did it. Because of the history of this Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto, because of the lies and some of these little things they did to our PM, we can't trust nobody. We can't. Don't trust me. I'm not begging nobody to trust me. Yeah. And I'm not going to trust you. You know? But we as Biafra, we are going to start to learn to trust each other. So on behalf of our Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Obado, the Peace Ambassador, Anunga Gambi, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, we Biafrans, we thank you and we greet you for bringing freedom to the United States of Biafra. Who said it all? Finland says days with their local zoo agents hanging around Finland that our Prime Minister is inciting us. Inciting is the word. And they think if he doesn't talk to us, if they take away his phone, if they don't allow him to talk to any of us, then we are not going to be incited, right? That was their thought, right? That was their mentality. Just like the zoo thought that when they take Onyendu and lock him up, we are not going to talk about Biafra anymore. Nobody is going to say anything about our freedom anymore. That is their mentality. So that little children's mentality that went into the Nigerian zoo government is now seeping into Finland somehow. But we have a message for them. If I'm gone today, there are people that are more deadly than me that will raise up to move this country. USB. That is something they do not understand, or they do understand, but they think they can suppress us. They think with these little shenanigans they can down our spirit. They think with all those maneuvers for Africans to continue to be the slave to the white man, they can continue to reap our resources, drill our mineral resources, take our oil reserves by intimidating us. I have a word for the Western world. Western world. This club of Africans you have at this time, you can never intimidate them. We are fearless. We are intelligent. We are economically stable. We have the money to match you, men to men, fire to fire, money to money, anywhere you bring it.
All right. That is what the Chief of Staff said today. A lot of things, but that was one of the most captivating things that he said today. Why the program took place in Finland. A lot of things and a lot of reaction has been, coming in from all over the world. Even people are shouting. Even the so-called indigenous people from Biafra, they too, some of them are saying they are not sending them, they are just doing their work. Some of them comment, some of them have been, say some negative things. And I said it yesterday, I said there is no way all this thing will not happen. But the joy of it is that the Biafra has been declared, and whatever anybody says, that is their own problem. That is the way the thing is now. And the countries of the world now have been, coming around to encourage them, being the newest country now in the world, And a lot of people don't understand. Some people are saying, is it how to declare a country? You declare the country inside another country. Yes. History told us that so many countries also do the same thing. They mentioned Czech and Slovakia. They mentioned France. They mentioned Germany. They mentioned some other countries too that they declare in another place. And today they've occupied their country. So they said it's not a new thing. Even United Nations also back it up. The only thing they told them is that you have to defend it because it's your right. Let me, so that you understand. It's your right. You look at this information.
To International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, 1966, Article 1 clearly stated, all people have the right of self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. The quest for Biafra independence is deeply rooted in historical grievances, cultural identity, and the universal principle of self-determination.
Okay. Now you've had it now. According to the United Nations, that self-determination is a right, and people have the right to determine how their culture, socio-cultural group, whatsoever, as long as they are not committing crime, they have right to gather, to do whatever they want. So far, the people have interest in it. Because we just need to educate ourselves because of the rumor. A lot of people have been carrying up and down. And actually, we cannot say it's a rumor because a lot of people are saying they should come home and declare it in Nigeria here. Even United Nations said it. That is why we have government in exile. That you can declare a country from another place, but the only thing is that you have to work towards the physical actualization of it. So a lot of people that have been saying it is not possible. Please let me cut this video and send it to them that it's possible, and we have so many countries that have done that before, and today they are a country recognized, and they are also in the Commonwealth of a nation. So it's not a new thing for a country to declare their independence in another country. So people should get the understanding. The only thing is just that the countries have been telling them, most people have been telling them now, is that it's time now to take the bull by the horn so that they can actually, declare this. They have declared it, then they can actually actualize it. That is the major thing now. And most of the people have been talking about, like the next video I will play to you that happened also there today is about Simon Ekpa. What actually happened to Simon Ekpa? Who is behind the ordeal of Simon Ekpa? Those are the things I want you to listen to. Now, what actually happened about Simon Ekpa? Is it true that Simon Ekpa is locked up? Who are the people behind this, and what is their motive? What did they tend to gain? So I want you to understand that before I bring out the analysis on that.
Thank you very much. I must say that I have never welcomed such a welcome. I don't know what to say. As I was here 1 year ago, I was very much positively shocked of your welcome that time. Okay. Anyway, I'm sure the program is very tight, therefore I don't want to take too long time. But I would just like to say first that please don't put into public this that I am here speaking to you, because I am also the person, if my presence or whatever is going to wrong hands, you know what is going to be? Problem, right?
It's already answered.
Therefore, please understand. All right?
Everybody understand? Is there somebody who don't understand? Okay, good. That's clear. Then I can speak. All right. You are concerned very much about Simon. I say Simon because I met him more than 2 years ago. I watched him, and I watched when I watch the person's eyes, I can see what kind of person the person is. And I saw honest, caring, loving person. That's why they became connected. Time now, you know what has happened until now. I would like to just clearing up that all of you know somehow more what is his situation. I tried to call him many times, no answer, because it's not allowed. You know, he's under investigation right now because this is my interpretation. Please understand, this is my interpretation. Nigerian government has asked and said that he's suspected to have maybe some violence action or whatever, 23rd of August 2021, before we met, it means. And when such a suspicion comes, of course the police in a way need to investigate, you know. And they captured Simon, and now he is in Vanda area, not here. This is actually information which I got today from someone. So this is also, don't tell anybody. So, because I should not know, yes, I should not know this. So, my understanding, this is my interpretation, you know, that Finnish government, they allow this investigation to happen, you know, and looks like they make it so that your leader here is not coming here, looks like that. But after this meeting, I believe he's going to be released. This is my understanding. Anyway, in the Finnish news, this was reported very neutrally somehow, but and also the Yle news, they reported, it was one like a main news, Yle news, they reported, you know. But actually we have two main news, you know. And the second news, which was 10 o'clock in the evening, this news did not even report that one. Why is that? You can question. I know that in Nigerian media, they have said that Simon Ekpa will be captured until May of next year. I haven't read. Even Yle information, there is no mention about that at all. So there is some contradictions going on. Yeah, and I told to your leader of this, who was speaking just before, this lady, I was speaking to her, I told, with holding with her hands, with my hands, I said, looks like when Simon not here, but you are more united.
All right, let me quickly explain what the Finnish man was trying to say today. Actually, what he's trying to say is that about Simon Ekpa, that many people have been carrying the news up and down that Simon Ekpa is going to be repatriated, is going to be sent back to Nigeria, or someone even saying he's going to be sent to jail. That in their own news, in their own side there, that there is nothing like that. No news reported that Simon Ekpa did this or did that. The only thing, the allegation they made against him is that in 2021, right, that he was involved in terrorist activities by sending money to some people down here in Nigeria. That the man now said that based on his own interpretation, that immediately after this convention, that Simon Ekpa will be released because their main target was that the pressure was from Nigeria that they don't want Simon Ekpa to continue with the convention in Finland, because they know that when Simon Ekpa is continuing with the convention, that at the end of the day he may end up declaring Biafra. So, and you know that when they strike the head, the whole other want to run away. So actually, that's what the guy was trying to say, that instead of them now to be discouraged, they still went ahead. That even if Simon Ekpa, was there, that he cannot even do more than what these people have done. That he's so happy, and he shook the hand of the chief of staff, that is Ngozi Orabueze, that they have done well. That he's telling them that immediately after this convention, Simon Ekpa will likely be released, so that because the deed has already been done, so there is no issue that they want to level against him again, because what they are trying to prevent Simon Ekpa to do is what they have done already. And actually, that's what really happened in day one. You see, the declaration is supposed to take place today, which is December 2. That's why they quickly declare it on that day, which is on 29, because they themselves, they are hearing a lot of things, and they know that the way the thing is going is likely after that day one, they may not be able to gather again, and they quickly do that. Okay, the reason why we are here is for the declaration, and actually some people don't really understand that. When I did my research, that's why I said that we are going to explain some things today. It's not just going to play video so that you can have evidence and go and Google it and share it to your people. Cut all this thing I'm saying, share it to the people. If you Google it now, it's right here in front of me on the screen now. If you Google it now, you will see that Biafra is already a country. In fact, they put it there now. They said Biafra. They put a state there, a state. And if you read what is there now, that Biafra is a country that has been declared since 1967. So many people don't really understand that this is a country that has been declared since 1967. And the country has been lying low, doing nothing. Let me use that word. Permit me to use that word. Doing nothing since 1967 to 2024. So for those Igbos or Yorubas or anybody that say they declare Biafra, they did not declare Biafra. They are just trying to re-announce it, that this country has been in existence since 1967. Why is it not in operation? That is what these people are trying to do now. So for those of them that don't understand, I'm just trying to let them understand. They can make Google as their friends. Google it, you will see the currency they say is Biafra pounds. Is there already? Then the capitals, everything. So there is no doubt about all these things again. The only thing they need now is actualization. And you remember those days that the guy, Wazuweke, the actualizations of sovereign states of Biafra, that's what he was shouting then, before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came with the indigenous people of Biafra. So, and Simon Ekpa has consolidated he has worked on the effort of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm very sure that when Nnamdi Kanu come out, you'll be glad to hear what Ekpa has done. So it is time for their people to support. If they truly want freedom, it is time for their people to support. I mean the Biafrans, because as you can see that these people are highly organized. They've set up their currency, the referendum, the ID cards, and everything that you need to run a country. So the only thing, and you know, one thing is that freedom is not given on a platter of gold. They should not expect that they are going to just come and take over the country and they start running it. You know, this country has been running by Nigerian for like 64 years. So it's not going to be as easy. It's not a bread and butter issue that they just come and collect and just go like that. No. So those are the gray area now that everybody needs to understand. Those are including Yoruba. Already Yoruba has not been declared before, but Biafra has been declared before. Yoruba has not been declared at all. So it's going to be a new country. And already a country has already exited Nigeria now, which is Biafra. So remain Hausa and the Yoruba to go. So it's not left for every tribe, the indigenous people, to work towards it if truly they want to go or they still want to remain in Nigeria. That is what we are trying to say. So everybody should get the point right. If they really want to go, it's not left for them because the country has already exited Nigeria, and even the one that exited Nigeria needs to work on it so that they will not bring them back to Nigeria. So those are the things. Let's quickly look at what the last one. This is the last video I want to play. So that let's look at what he said, then we'll wrap it up.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. This is a much more enthusiastic audience than I normally find in Washington, D.C. And I appreciate very much the opportunity to come. As you can imagine, for me, it's very unusual to be speaking about Nigeria and Lahti, Finland. Only very recently did I have a chance to meet and to speak with your ministers and discuss your cause. And I'm very glad that Michael Rubin spoke to all of you. I have great respect for him, and he writes about liberty and freedom around the world regularly in Washington. I have visited Nigeria and have been incredibly impressed at the people that I have met. As I traveled across Nigeria, I found people who were entrepreneurial, who worked extraordinarily hard, who were people of faith, people who cared for their families, and people with extraordinary potential. Yet I found that they suffered under a government that did not live up to its responsibilities to protect them and to protect those opportunities for them. And a government that in many cases seemed to be working against them instead of for them. Now Nigeria, as anyone who looks at would recognize, is extraordinarily important, not only for Africa, but to the world. It has the largest population and economy in Africa. Africa itself is a continent of extraordinary potential. A growing population when most of the rest of the world, including America, have declining populations. But we see vibrancy and growth in Africa. And Nigeria has so much to offer, not only, to Africans, but also to Americans and to people around the world. I have occasionally gotten into a taxi cab to go to the airport, and my driver, it turns out, came from Africa. We will discuss where he or she came from and what their home was like. And what I am particularly concerned about, like Michael Rubin, is concerned about human rights, about religious liberty, about economic opportunity, all of which are fundamental for human people everywhere on earth. Despite problems in my country, and as all of you recognize, all countries have some problems, and I accept with my own as well, the United States has done generally pretty good at trying to protect those opportunities and those liberties, which is why we've drawn people from Nigeria to America. But you shouldn't have to leave your country to have those opportunities. To me, that is the great tragedy that we see in Nigeria today, and for Biafrans, is the belief that to be fully protected and have full opportunity, that they must leave and go somewhere else. Now, you are enriching countries around the world. And that, I think, is wonderful, bringing knowledge of Nigeria, of Biafra, of Africa, to Finland, to Europe, and to America. But again, you shouldn't feel you have to leave your homes to do so. And that is something which other people, other countries around the world should support you as you demand that those opportunities be protected. And we all know the problems that have occurred in Africa, in Nigeria. I don't have to go through them. You have lived them. In terms of internal conflict and violence, of misrule and dictatorship, of corruption, of political misbehavior, even of the current government. But the problems, unfortunately, there was great hope when the dictatorship ended. But if one looks at Africa and looks at Nigeria today, one sees it getting worse, not better. And that is wrong. And that is a threat to you all. It's a threat to your families back in Nigeria, and it's a threat to everyone who lives in Biafra. I think that it's important here, it's vital that these opportunities not be lost. An area that I care especially about is religious liberty. And I write about that an awful lot. And that's an area that I have great concern in what I see in Nigeria today. That again, there's a long history here, which I don't need to tell you because you have lived it. But it's recognized by some in America, and I think this is an important issue to address the new administration on. Because Donald Trump does care about religious liberty. It's an issue during his first term that he was concerned about. He received very strong support from many religious people in America. And this is the kind of issue that you can use to talk to the incoming administration about the importance of liberty in Nigeria, and also in that context then raise the cause of Biafra. That is not something which many people write about. Michael Rubin was an exception. But this is an issue that you can use to educate Americans. The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, which is an independent body that studies religious issues around the world, told us last year that freedom conditions in Nigeria remain extremely poor. Violence across Nigeria impacted freedom of religion or belief, as the government failed to prevent attacks against faith-based organizations and worshipers, with some accusing it of actually fomenting those attacks. So this is recognized. This is recognized in Washington. And of course, these kinds of attacks harm all Nigerians everywhere in the country. But the attacks have been particularly focused on Christians. And that is something, again, that can be brought to the attention of the U.S. government. That this is a way to raise your cause. The challenge, I have to tell you, is today in Washington, every interest group and everyone is lined up hoping to get the attention of the new president who comes into office. So this will not be easy. So it's very important to find causes that this president and those around him care about. And I think that is going to be the biggest challenge for you all. It was obvious the Biden administration was not particularly concerned about these issues. Unfortunately, I wish it had been. I personally and my institute try to stay nonpartisan. We want to speak to anyone who we can in Washington about policy and engage anyone who's willing to talk to us. But looking at the record of the Biden administration, it was far too willing to deal with the established government and seemed unconcerned about fundamental liberties like religious liberty, and was prepared to dismiss attacks on Christians throughout the country as being part of rural disputes and climate change and other things, when in fact we can understand the deep roots of religion that those attacks reflected, and the fact that there are virulent terrorist groups active in Nigeria, where at times the government and government security forces have seemed as willing to attack the citizens of Nigeria as to protect them from those terrorist threats. So this, I think, is an important issue to bring forward. It's also from those terrorist threats. So this, I think, is an important issue to bring forward.
All right. What the man was trying to say, let me quickly explain that, is that the man said that he's an American. He said that the way Biafran can tender their own letter to the incoming administration, which is the government of Donald Trump, is that they have to be specific on the issue of religion, because he said the Trump administration has much interest in that. And if they present their case based on religion differences and all this stuff, anything that has to do with religion, that they will win the case, because that is what Donald Trump really after. Does not like anything like religion wall or something like that. He has a committee that is looking into that. And aside that, a lot of other things, because Nigeria is the only country whereby you see somebody involved in terrorism. Let's say, for example, what is banditry, and after they said they repent, you bring them back and say, oh, yeah, come into the system, go and join military. You can see that of recent, we usually, not even of recent, even during the last regime, that's Buhari, you see that when bandit or anything, Boko Haram, or this one, after they arrest them, they say they surrender, they integrate them back into the system. You can see how many AFOC they have caused in the system. How many AFOC they have caused in the system. So it's not only about, and that is why everybody, every indigenous people now need to open their eyes. You can see Hausa too, they are shouting that they are going. Yoruba to next very soon, because we cannot continue like this. The Biafran, they have achieved their own. It's not left for them to work on it, because I know that many of these Igbos too, or let me say many of the Biafrans, I know some of them will say they are not in support of what Ekpa said. And some people are shouting that they join their state with Biafra. If there are no Igbo in those states, they will not join them. So, and that's why they have referendum. If you know you are not an Igbo and they have joined you with it, then you people can also conduct a referendum and say you are not part of them. So there is no crime in that. That's why they are United States. So they want you people to come together and reason together. Don't use that to destabilize the peace, because I can see many videos online on TikTok or Instagram, on Twitter. We are not part of them. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. Like Yoruba, for example, now, Yoruba are in Kogi State. So if by the time Yoruba declare now and they say Kogi is part of Yoruba land now, many people will come and say, no, we are not. No, but let me say 80-90% of the citizens in Kogi, they are Yorubas. All Kwara State, they are Yorubas. So if part of Edo, they are Yorubas, part of Wari, Delta, they are Yorubas. If by then Yoruba declare and they say they are not interested, fine, no problem. No problem. But the point is that everybody should work together to free themselves from Nigeria. So if you know you are not ready to free yourself from Nigeria, by the time those people leave and go to their own country, then you can remain and carry Nigerian name, no wahala. All what we want is that people should be free physically, people should be free spiritually. That is what our own program on this channel is all about, just to educate people. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Please, for those of you that have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. For those of you that have subscribed, please make sure you join us for more videos. A lot of videos that we are going to bring, a lot of orientation concerning the issue of determination, self-determination is a right. It's just that many of us don't know our right. Assuming we know our rights, you can see the other time, before I round it up, I want to round up now. The vice president went to the United Nations and was saying that Palestine have rights to be free to call a nation. Yoruba will see Ofepe de Eleha lo de legal, that is the law that binds A is one that binds B. So if you are saying Palestine is free, so why is it not Biafra? Why is Biafra not free? Then why is Yoruba nation not free? So it's a right for the all ethnic group that they know that they can work together as a country. We have so many countries that they are just like 3 million, 2 million. In fact, we have a country that the population of that country is around New Zealand or something like that. I think they said they are 7, just 7. New Zealand or something like that. So it's not a crime. When you see people, Biafra, they are over 70 million. Yoruba also, they are over 70 million. So if you are telling me that a population of 70 million, they are not due for their own freedom, no, that means something is wrong somewhere. We are still have so many countries that they are just, how much is Madagascar? They have land mass, but the population there is not much. How much is Lesotho? How much is, how many are the Tanzanians? So it is time to educate our people. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Cut this program. Let it educate others. We are not here to do bad. We don't do that on this channel. Just to educate ourselves about what is going on. Either Biafra, Yoruba, or any other aspect. We educate ourselves. Thanks for joining us today. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I know we are congratulating Biafra now. Very soon it's going to be Yoruba Nation. And I'm very, very sure that my Igbo people, Igbo friends, will congratulate us to that. Yoruba, thank God for your freedom. Very soon we are going to be free. Yes, very soon we are going to be free. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.